Like I feel like people far smarter than me have addressed that in more nuanced ways, but it's just like, yes, there's trans people, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are people of protected classes, right? Personally, someone of the quote unquote protected class, I hate that distinction.
That's a weird thing. It's like, it's like we have to be better for, it's like,
Yeah.
can't you take care of yourself?
It's such a patronizing
mm-hmm.
piece of.
It's like, we as white people, we need to protect black people because they can't do it themselves. It's like,
you know what it gives me colonial vibes.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly how colonialism happened. It's like we need to educate the savages on how to be civilized, right? It's the same thing. It's the patronizing thing, but now we've taken it upon ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an internalized colonialism / slavery thing, where it's like we're a protected class. We need help from the government. Daddy government, help us civilize us. It's like no. I personally I don't think that's the answer at all.
Mm-hmm.
To fucking it just it smacks me the wrong way at every single angle.
There's another thing about that actually kind of weirds me out is when they say like when they're like black owned and operated business.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. Like you can be proud of it, but like I guess it's when they're like buy from black businesses. It's like,
it's okay.
Do they have the shit I would need?
Right.
Bro, like if they don't have a functioning business,
Right.
and they don't have the fundamentals down, they're going to fail if they're getting an influx of cash because they're a black owned and operated business. Like they need to know how to run the business. You can't just expect money to come in
right
because
everyone
who works there is black. It's like no, like this needs to, like, you run a business to solve a problem. What's the problem you're solving, and are you doing it good?
Even then it's like, okay, support black-owned businesses. I get the sentiment, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you look back in the history, it's about like the Black Wall Street, and like it was doing really well, and like they saw it as competition, so they literally came and just burnt the whole thing down overnight.
Yeah.
It's really fucked up. That actually happened, and now it's like, okay, like the business class of like black Americans, even Africans, like black people in the diaspora has kind of been decimated over time, right? So it's like, is the answer forcing people to, almost compelling people to use black-owned businesses, or is it making black businesses more competitive, right? And that has to be an internal thing. Nobody helped hip-hop.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody helped hip-hop. Nobody helped black people take over the NBA. Nobody helped that,
mm-hmm.
right? It's a cultural thing that kind of starts at the bottom, that kind of starts from a sense of pride over what you're doing, and then that grows into the tree of like excellence. You can't force that from the top down.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a very interesting point, actually.
Right?
I've never thought about that. It's like you can't
you can't.
Like white people didn't help hip hop along.
No. There's no sponsorship programs for like, oh, support hip hop art. No,
mm-hmm.
they actively went against it, if anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And like MTV wouldn't play black artists for a long time, right? They wouldn't play Michael Jackson until he like became undeniable. So the lesson there is become undeniable,
mm-hmm.
right? Don't ask for daddy or stepdaddy in this case, to like be nicer to me, and like, you know what I mean? It's
mm-hmm.
like, no, just
be so good that you're
undeniable.
No choice,
yeah.
Like I don't know, I have zero understanding of this, but Jackie Robinson, like the first
same thing.
MLB player, it's like they didn't want him there, but he was so fucking good.
Good luck.
Also, I'm completely making, like, I haven't seen zero of him playing basketball.
He's so undeniable
or baseball.
that his story is almost beyond like having to be
mm-hmm.
to thoroughly know a story, because that is he's the archetype of someone being so undeniable
mm-hmm.
that if one team took him, right, and broke that color barrier, and they saw the results, it's like, okay, it's over now. We can't on our,
because we want to win. What
we
do we
want?
Do we want to be a racist institution, or do we want to fucking win?
Exactly.
And it's like, we want to be winners.
Right, and that's kind of where I take issue with like the systematic racism argument, because there is systematic racism it's almost like a momentum thing,
mm-hmm.
right? Where it's like, okay, these things did happen. People's businesses were burned. People were lynched, right? So it's like, what is the answer to that, right? Now, because like black people weren't allowed to get loans or whatever, and like the redlining, all of those issues created this place where we're at right now. The answer again isn't from the top down to like mix everything up, or else you're going to have what happened in Zimbabwe, right, where the black farmers took the black people, right, they weren't farmers, they didn't have education in farming, took the farms from the white farmers, right, and then because they didn't know how to run the farms, it fell apart, right? If you had black farmers take those farms, maybe it would work. It'd probably work a lot better than just random people be like, oh, this is my farm now, right? And that's the same argument of like support black businesses. If it's a good black business, right, give them the support, right, from like, give them the support of like, let's make this business better, but don't just buy from them because they're a black business. It's kind of
there's backwards. So on the main strip where I live in Playa del Carmen, there's all these people selling these fucking trinkets. You know, they're selling these trinkets, and they all have the exact same trinkets. They're like kind of poorer people like selling these trinkets, and like part of me is just like, man, like no one wants these trinkets.
Right.
No one wants them. You know, and I can't. And they don't have any sales skills. They literally just sit there and they'll like read the Bible or something and just sit there, and their trinkets will just be on a rug, and you can kind of go up and buy it. But it's sort of like there's zero competitive advantage. Like I can go and get this trinket at numerous of these places. I don't know how much money they make. Maybe they make a fucking killing in it.
You just,
but like I'm looking at them like, man, these are so fucking they're stupid. You know, they're not stupid, but I'm just like, man, like I wish there was a way for me to be like, hey, here's how supply and demand works, and like what's a way that you can differentiate this offering so that your little mockingbird made of beads doesn't look like this other mockingbird made of beads, you know? And there's like numerous ways you can do it. Yeah, it's sort of like, you know, you could put they could put a little sticker that says like support Mexican owned businesses, but I'm like, this business is stupid, you know? I don't have any need, you know, like literally if I give this person money, I buy a decent amount of these fucking little bead things, but it's literally just for charity. I have no use for it. So like to have the support black owned business thing, it's like I will if they have what I need. Like I don't want to just buy something from someone just because like it's a black owned business. Like, it's like you need to have like your business be a real business.
Yeah, people act like it's not possible, but like it is. The most popular music right now is hip hop music. That's a black industry.
That's all I listen to.
Right.
All I listen to.
Right, and exactly, it's like, did you support it because like you didn't want to be racist, or do you just fucking love the music?
Fucking love it, yeah. Yeah.
It's like we know these things like implicitly, we understand it, but then when it comes to like these issues, we kind of like panic and we're like, oh, well, it's unfair, so how do we make it fair right now? It's like, not that way.